Hello everyone. In this video, we will see a detailed description on the classification and the general characteristics of algae, the simplest member of kingdom Plantae. Welcome to the wonderful kingdom of plants. When we see plant kingdom, the first image that comes to your mind about the kingdom will be somewhat like this. A typical plant with leaves, stem and roots. Now it's time to break this image because the members of the plant kingdom are so diverse in shape and size. The size ranges from microscopic primitive plants with undifferentiated plant body to giant trees with well-differentiated plant body. Undifferentiated plant body means the plant body is not differentiated into roots, stems or leaves. And well-differentiated means the plant body which is differentiated into different parts. Sometimes you can see the members of this kingdom with some interesting shapes. For example, you can see here the stones. It is not stones, I was just kidding. They are lithops, often known as pebble plants or living stones. Here is a beautiful image of flowering lithops. You can see here a beautiful image of flowering lithops. All these different organisms are included under plant kingdom because they meet the criteria for the kingdom Plantae. The main characteristics of kingdom Plantae are that the members are mostly multicellular eukaryotes. Eu means true, karyotes means nucleus. Eukaryotes means organisms with well-developed nucleus. Their cell wall mainly consists of cellulose. They contain chlorophyll with special structure. The most abundant type of chlorophyll is chlorophyll A, and because of the presence of chlorophyll, they are able to prepare their own food by a process called photosynthesis, or in other words, they are autotrophic. The members of the plant kingdom are divided into algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. In this video, we will be focusing on algae. Have you seen algae somewhere around you? Or let me ask you in some other way. Have you seen a green pond or this kind of structure on trees? If you can observe of a drop of this type of pond water under microscope, you will see a variety of microscopic green algae. Now about this structure on the trees, they are called lichens. Lichen is a symbiotic association between algae and fungi. Here, fungi provide shelter for algae and also it absorbs mineral nutrients for the algae. In turn, for its help from the fungi, algae will provide food for the fungi. Algae can also grow on animals. For example, this is a sloth. You can see the image of sloth here. Sloths are the slowest mammals on earth. These lazy creatures will cover up only 2 meters every minute and sleep for 20 hours a day. Because of this kind of lazy lifestyle, algae can easily grow on their fur. You can see the image here, algae grown on the fur of the sloth. Sloth fur is a nice place for algae to grow, and the sloth benefits by getting a light green color on its fur, which helps camouflage or hide it among leaves in the rainforest. Now let's move on to the classification of algae based on the photosynthetic pigments form of stored food and cell wall composition. Algae are classified into three main classes. They are Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae. There is a reason why I wrote in different colors. I hope you will find out the reason by the end of this video. First, we will see the class Chlorophyceae. Some common members of Chlorophyceae are the microscopic unicellular Chlamydomonas with the two flagella, microscopic but multicellular Olvox, Spirogyra and microscopic Chara. Microscopic means you can see it with your naked eyes. These algae are mainly aquatic. The members of Chlorophyceae are called green algae due to their green color. This green color is due to the dominance of pigments chlorophyll A and B. They have carotenoids pigments also. The plant body is a thallus. You can see here the image, thallus shaped structure, which means undifferentiated vegetative tissue. As you have noted, the plant body of the members of Chlorophyceae is not differentiated into stem, leaves or roots. For example, you might have observed the rixia in your surroundings. The thallus may be unicellular, for example, Chlamydomonas, or colonial for Volvox. Volvox is a hollow ball of 500 to 50,000 Chlamydomonas-like cells. Each of these tiny green dots is a unicellular algae. They aggregate and form these multicellular colonies. It's somewhat like the giant robot ball that you can see here, the image of the giant robot ball I have shown here, formed by hundreds of robots in the movie Enderon. If you have watched that movie, I think you will never forget Volvox again. This big ball is the mother colony and small balls are the daughter colonies. You can see here the mother colony and the daughter colonies. The thallus of some members of Chlorophyceae may be filamentous. For example, you can see here Spirogyra. Chlorophyll and carotenoid pigments are localized in the chloroplasts. The chloroplasts of the members of Chlorophyceae may be of different shapes. It may be discoid, or it may be plate-like, or it may be reticulate as in Edogonium. You can see the Edogonium, the image of Edogonium is given here, or cup-shaped as in Chlamydomonas. And finally, it's spiral or ribbon shaped as in Spirogyra. The chloroplast also contain pyrenoids, that is common in algae, but they are merely present in the other members of the kingdom Plantae. Until 1980s, researchers thought that pyrenoids were the site of starch synthesis because when observed under the microscope, they noted that the pyrenoids are often enclosed by starch sheet or starch covering. But based on many experiments and observations, researchers understood that pyrenoids are not the site of starch synthesis. Now, it is found that the main function of pyrenoids, the members of Chlorophyceae, the carbon dioxide produced through photosynthesis are stored as starch around the pyrenoids. Some algae may store the food in the form of oil droplets. This oil can be converted into biodiesel through a process called transesterification. In the transesterification process, The oil, which is a triglyceride, is treated with methanol in the presence of a base catalyst, for example, sodium hydroxide, to obtain methyl ester of fatty acids, which is called the biodiesel. Did you know that astronauts carry algae in the spacecrafts? Yes, they carry algae like chlorella with them. Chlorella is an unicellular algae. Chlorella gets its name from the high amount of chlorophyll ecosystem. Chlorella contains more chlorophyll per gram than any other plant. The primary focus of carrying chlorella in spacecrafts is to provide oxygen for the astronauts and to consume the carbon dioxide exhaled by them. Another use of chlorella is that it can be served as a potential source of food and energy. That's all for today. Tomorrow we will continue with the reproduction in algae. Thank you. Thanks a lot.